The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
How's everybody doing? If you can hear me and see my screen, if somebody could just type in the question box that you can hear me and see the screen, I would appreciate that. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for that. We're going to get started in just a minute. Make sure you have a pen and paper. This is going to be a big session tonight. We have tons and tons of slides to cover tonight. So get ready. It's going to be awesome, especially if you've never heard me do a marketing presentation before. Pay attention, because this is definitely going to change the way that you market anything, not just real estate. A lot of you may currently own some businesses that you could use this information in your current business as well. So make sure you take a lot of notes. So we'll get started in just about 45 seconds. Hopefully everyone's had a great week. We've had a very busy week. Hopefully you guys have had a productive week. I know I've spoken to several of my students that are getting their very first house under contract, so I'm pretty excited to hear about that. And hopefully you guys, if you haven't got into real estate, maybe you're just kind of dabbling around, checking out new things. It's just a prime opportunity right now. I know it looks so bad on TV, but I'm here to tell you, if you're in this business, it's just a huge opportunity right in front of you. And I couldn't tell you, just in every market, there's a farm of hidden opportunities, and it's just a matter of getting the proper education and knowing how to apply it. So a lot of the things we do, we just don't teach you the theory side of it. We want to teach you the executable steps. You know, how do we physically put this business in motion? I think that's the most important step. So we'll get started here about 20 seconds. Just want to wait for just a few more people. I'm expecting to have a few late people. We've had tons and tons of emails this week. You just couldn't make it at this time. You know, we have a lot of people on the West Coast. It does make it a little difficult. So just a few more seconds here. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for attending this evening's session on explosive marketing strategies, and I truly appreciate everyone joining us tonight. So if you're attending this evening's session and it's your first time, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris Goff, and I'm founder of Chris Goff Investing and co-founder of REIandme.com, and I'm joined tonight with my brother and business partner, Steve Goff. Now, many of you may recognize our names from Donald Trump's education company, where we have traveled around the country teaching individuals like yourself how to invest in real estate the right way. Now, if you haven't already, I encourage you to visit the website at chrisgoffinvesting.com, where we have 7 free videos and tons of information to help you in your real estate investing career. Now, I'm pleased to say that we are at full capacity tonight with 100 people on the call. Now, that's 2 weeks straight. Pretty awesome, guys. This presentation tonight will probably be one of the most important sessions, because learning how to market your business is just as important as learning your craft. And I see so many students from across the country spend thousands and thousands of dollars learning how to invest in real estate and fail to learn how to market what they just spent thousands and thousands of dollars on. Now, there are so many ways to market your business. We couldn't possibly cover everything in just one short hour. But what we are going to cover tonight are some of the most important aspects of marketing. And I couldn't tell you how many times students have trouble with some of the basic things, such as choosing a business name or designing a business card or writing an ad and so forth. Well, tonight we are not only going to cover those items, but a lot more. So I know tonight is going to definitely change your life. So I want you to pay close attention. I want you to stay on the call for the entire presentation. We may go over an hour. So if you're watching a TV show tonight, just put it on record, okay? Now, I know I promised you guys about launching our new website, reiandme.com, this week, But to make a long story short, we developed something really special for you guys, and it's going to take another week before it goes live. So we will definitely keep you posted on that. Now, once this site goes live, if you've already logged into chrisgoffinvesting.com and watched the 7 free videos, meaning that you've entered your name and email, then you're in our system, and we will be sending you a special gift via email now once that site goes live. Now, we've had over 30 emails this week asking us if tonight's presentation would be replayed, and the answer is yes. We will notify you once we've posted it on our website. We are expecting this to be done probably late tomorrow or even into the weekend, but we will definitely notify you when you will be able to come back and watch this presentation again. So, all right, now this is going to be a pretty awesome session because learning how to market your business without coming across as those sleazy investors out there will be extremely profitable and rewarding. And I am sick and tired of all those wannabe coaches, mentors, trainers, and speakers that teach you outdated marketing strategies. Look, it's not your fault, and I know many of you have been taken advantage of. We are going to change that for good if you guys just stick with us, okay? So let me begin by thanking everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedule for you to spend an hour and 15 minutes. It's a big commitment for you, and we truly appreciate that. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, again, my name is Chris Goff, co-founder of REI and Me, and I reside in Austin, Texas. I'm a husband, father of 3. I grew up in Northern Virginia where I started doing lease options, and let me tell you, I didn't make one single penny on any deal I did trying to do it on my own. Successful real estate investor since 1999, specializing in creative real estate investing, author, coach, and mentor, and I really specialize in the real estate marketing field. This is my brother. He is joining me this evening. He's going to talk to you in just a little while. He also resides in Austin. He's a father of John Thomas, and this is his pride and joy, as he always says. Steve grew up in Bryan, College Station, where he started his real estate investing career, which is a very, very small college town in Texas. He's been a successful real estate investor since 1997. He does specialize in creative real estate investing. He is a speaker, coach, and mentor, and he has done over 15 million in real estate transactions. Now, our reputation for successful students earned us the privilege of being a part of an elite group of REI educators hand-selected by Donald J. Trump to instruct and mentor for his exclusive REI education company. Some of our Trump certifications and accomplishments, and we're just covering this. I want you to understand why we're qualified to teach you. Been featured on National Public Radio, NPR, multiple publications such as the Houston Chronicle, Washington Post, LA Times, and there's many others. We are Trump certified real estate instructors, Trump certified advanced real estate instructors, Trump certified real estate mentor, and the Trump certified mentoring instructor. Award-winning REI educators. Steve won he is the only recipient of the Donald Trump Award, and I won the President's Award, recognized as instructor with highest customer satisfaction rating. We're also award-winning author REI educators. We've collaborated on and authored 10 top-selling books and programs on the subject of real estate investing and marketing, including Mr. Trump's programs, the Apprentice program, the Fast Track to Foreclosure, the Quick Start program, and the Real Estate Blueprint. Okay, now this is not a Trump presentation tonight. I just want you to understand that I'm not telling you this to impress you, but to simply press upon you that it worked for us and it can work for you. And it has worked for people all around the world. Look, we don't have a big TV reality show or a New York best-selling book. We're simply the guys behind the scenes that has put such a powerful program together and has been able to teach it in a way that Mr. Trump asked us to write and teach for him. All right, many of you know we do have 9 real estate clubs currently set up. If you do live in one of these cities, we do encourage you to go to Meetup, that's MEETUP, and search for us. And we would love for you to join one of our real estate clubs. It is free, so there's no obligation there. And we will be conducting these what we call smart shops, 4-hour smart shops, mostly monthly in the major cities, and that's why we're starting off with some of these major cities here. So I do encourage you guys to go to one of our real estate clubs and sign up. Come out and join us, okay? Now, we are conducting a smart shop for those of you that live in the Austin, Texas area. It will be this Saturday from 11 to 3. Those of you in Dallas, Fort Worth, we will be there next Saturday from 11 to 3. You can find out all the details about these 4-hour smart shops. You go to meetup.com, search for us, and join. Those of you in Los Angeles, San Francisco, we are coming to you guys next, okay? I know you guys we've had a lot of emails from the West Coast, and we are putting this on the schedule. We will definitely keep you notified when we are coming there. We want to meet you guys. You guys need to come out. You know, one of the things that we do at this smart shop, let me tell you, well, number one, it's 4 hours. This isn't a cheesy hour and a half presentation trying to suck you into a 3-day training program to suck you into a 60,000 mentoring program, okay? This is 4 hours of straight content, no big sales pitches, nothing like that. But what's really cool that we do, and nobody on the planet does this, we do live phone calls right in front of you. So if you bring in your leads, we will call them right in front of you and get some deals going for you. Let me tell you, we just had last 2 meetings were in Austin, Houston, Texas. Steve made 7 calls and got 4 potential deals. Now, those of you that, you know, you say sitting at home trying to figure out, well, I don't know if I really want to do this. Hey, this is your opportunity to come out and just meet us. See if it's what you're looking for, okay? But come out. Please join us at one of our real estate clubs at meetup.com and come out to the event. Come meet us, shake our hand, and maybe we can build a relationship, okay? Okay, I'm out of breath, so that's going to end tonight's session. I'm just kidding. All right, we're going to get into the explosive marketing strategies. We're going to cover what's outdated, you know, all that outdated marketing. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Also going to give you the marketing formula for everything. Anything you do, there's actually a formula, guys. It's 6 basic steps, but when you get really good at these 6 steps, you can do anything in marketing, okay? Business name, logo, business cards, postcards. We're going to talk about online ads, websites. For those of you, you gotta have a website. And we're going to touch a little bit on the social media. All right, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever seen this sign before? You know, the question always asked is, what do you think of when you see this? You know, some people say, hey, it looks cheesy, it looks lowball, looks like somebody wants to buy a house, it looks like a scam. You know, you have to ask yourself, if you don't already believe it, why are you using it? You know, and this is stuff we used 10 years ago, folks. Okay, did it work? Absolutely. But let me ask you another question. If you could come up with something more creative than this, do you think you'd come across a little bit more professional? Do you think you might actually get more phone calls? Because when I see a cheesy sign that looks like this, I mean, number one, how are you going to buy my house when you can't even put together a professional sign? I mean, that's the first thing I think of, okay? What we need to do is get rid of that, okay? So let me give you some more outdated marketing pieces. I buy houses, no equity, okay. We buy ugly houses. We buy raggedy houses. We buy houses, spot cash. Look at this one. I buy your house, cash. Can't even spell. And it's handwritten on a yellow board. I mean, come on. Do you guys really believe this crap? And then we buy houses, any condition. 1-800, it's ugly. You're right. That sign is ugly. And you guys need to come across in a much more professional way, okay? It's so important that you don't look like these people. You need to separate yourselves from all of this competition out there. Tonight and moving forward, We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the language. We're going to give you everything you need to come across in a more professional. You're going to get more people calling you. Your investors are going to want to work with you and so forth. Okay, so today is about change. How you like this outdated marketing? Free for chubbies. That's got to be one of the worst ads I've never ever seen. I mean, it's just horrible. Let me give you some good marketing. Really think this is great marketing. And what McDonald's did here, everything is in 3. So Angus third pound burgers. Then there's 3 crunchy pickles, thick tomato slices, 100% juicy Angus. And then you get to choose your burger, and again, it's 3. It's very simple. It's straight to the point, and it's powerful, and lots of pictures here. So really like this type of marketing. All right, let me give you the 3 reasons why most new investors fail, because I know a lot of you have bought a lot of different real estate programs and you just haven't been able to put it to work, or it just hasn't worked out for you. This is what we have found why most new investors fail. And the number one is fear. And I know, Steve, if you were on the call last week, I know Steve talked a lot about this in having fear. Look, we all have some fear, okay? It's new. It's change. You've never done it before. Look, you're going to have some level of fear. I think, Steve's point last week was don't let it stop you, okay? But that's probably the number one thing is fear. And number 2 is marketing, folks. You've got to have a great marketing plan in place and understand how to market what you're trying to do. Because it doesn't matter how great your product or service is if you don't know how to market it. And number 3 is the lack of a website. It shocks me today, regardless of you being in real estate or any other business, that you don't have a website. Today's standard, you have to have a website. If you're wanting to buy a used car, you won't go down to the dealership until you've looked at it online. I mean, you need to have a website. And another really good point of having a website is it can explain what you do to buyers, sellers, and investors without you trying to explain it yourself. Okay, so these are really the 3 big reasons why most new investors fail. We're going to talk about this throughout the presentation. Now, here's about 1 million reasons why you should never fear doing this business again. These are average people. These are people just like you. They're no better than you. They didn't grow up any different than you. These are people from all walks of life here, okay? And number 1, Samson, call him Sam. He made $35,000 on his very first deal, done multiple deals since. Gary and Edward Graham, father and son team. This is a pretty incredible story if you guys ever read this full story. I think we're actually going to post part of the story on our new website. First deal made 10 grand, 6 deals within 5 months. Ricky Rodenberger, single mom, just did her first deal, made $2,000, but check this out, $950 a month cash flow. Pretty awesome. Bo and Heather Manry, young couple, first deal made 18 grand. They acquired millions in real estate by working with the small local banks. Corey Slott, investor, 67 years old, flipped her first property, made $28,000. Tom Barker, business owner, bought an apartment complex, $450,000 in equity. Rex Kress, 71 years old, completed 20 deals the first year, over $660,000. And Rex is just one of our star students because this guy just didn't have fear. Now, I remember one day, he said to me, he said, Chris, I'm 71 years old. What am I scared of? And that's really the attitude you guys have to have, okay? Julio Gonzalez, retired doctor, sells business for over $2.3 million. We helped market this property for him. James Egan flipped 4 properties in 6 months, $90,000. Debbie Smith bought a pharmacy on seller finance, and net worth went up 800 grand. Beverly flipped first house, made $33,000. And there are a ton of other success stories, but my point to you tonight is, look, these are people that were just sitting in the same chairs as you are, walking in the same shoes. They're no different or special than anybody else. The only thing that they did is they took action. They acquired the knowledge to go out there and make a big difference. And so I don't want you to fear this anymore. There's a huge opportunity for each and every one of you out there. So we talked about here are the 3 reasons: fear, marketing, websites. I'm just going to go ahead and cross out that fear. All right, let's talk about some of the marketing strategies now. We call external marketing. This is, flyers, business cards, things like that. Then we have online and paid advertisements, social media, email list, and blogs. And we could probably sit here all night and list about 20 more, okay? But these are the ones that we're going to actually talk about. But there are a lot of different ways to advertise out there. But I want you to think about it this way. It's the same thing. Newspapers are the same. Online ads are the same. Everywhere you could possibly advertise, everybody can advertise there. What's going to separate you from all of those other people is not where you advertise. It's what you say in the advertisement that will make a difference. And that's more important to us to teach you that than it is to say, hey, you just need to run this ad in the newspaper and it's going to work. Well, guess what? It may not work. I've run ads on the East Coast and run those same exact ads on the West Coast and got 2 different results, okay? Marketing, there's no silver bullet here. I mean, if it doesn't work, change it. But the point is, you need to understand is, how do you write the marketing? That's more impressive than saying just copy this ad and you'll never have learned anything, okay? So we're going to teach you how to actually write your marketing. Now, all of those things are geared to drive you back to your website. Now, here's a screenshot of our brand new website that's coming up, REI and Me. But this is a screenshot. So no matter how you market your business, we should be funneling those people back to your website. So again, if you don't have a website, you're in trouble starting off. So that's step number 1. We really have to get a website up. All right, I was mentioning earlier there are 6 steps in a formula, okay? The very first step is your product or service. This is identifying what is it that you do. Now, if you're in real estate, and let's say that you're a wholesaler, meaning that you go out, put a house under contract, and sell your contract to investors, that one business has actual multiple businesses in there because, number 1, you have to find properties. That's a business in itself. And then you have to find investors. Now, that's a different business, okay? Next is the benefit of the benefit of the benefit, and this is what I call peeling back an onion. When we ask a lot of people, it's like, why do you get into real estate? And they say to make money. And we're like, no, that's not why. And they're like, oh, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, that's not the real benefit. You have to take, what is that benefit? So make money. What is the benefit of making money? Maybe having more time as an example. And then I want you to take it one step further. What's the benefit of having more time? Well, one of those could be you could spend those Saturday mornings watching your child play soccer as an example, so spending more time with your loved ones. So are you getting into real estate to make more money, or are you getting into real estate to spend more time with your loved ones? So we have to really, find what is that benefit. Then we talk about the pains. What is the pain is really simple. It's the exact opposite of the benefit. Okay, so what's the pain of having a lot of money? Well, not having any money. What's the pain of having a lot of time? Not enough time. What's the pain of spending your time with your loved ones? Not having the time to spend with your loved ones. So it's the exact opposite. And next is where we call pile it on. And what this is we want you to put in all the features. So if we're talking about a house, as an example, this is the point where you want to talk about all the features, the bedrooms, the baths, the fenced-in yard, all of the features of the property. And I'll give you one little bonus here. You're going to have to write this down because I won't repeat it. Features justify the purchase. Benefits sell, okay? So I see so many, and not to pick on realtors here, but I will. Realtors put what we call pile it on, and that's the features. And they just list like 1,000 different features. That doesn't sell, folks. It's the benefits that sell. The features justify it, okay? Next, there must be a reason why. Why are you selling? or why do I need this product? And then the very last thing is the call to action. Obviously, if we've done a great job on steps 1 through 5, but nobody calls, then we haven't done a very good job. So we have to have a call to action. And this could be as simple as call now, okay? But you have to have that call to action. We're not going to have enough time tonight to actually go into all the details about these 6 steps, how they operate, and so forth. You are more than welcome to go to our site called explosivemarketingformula.com. Here's a screenshot of that particular product. And this particular product walks you through all of the steps in writing your marketing. All right, choosing a business name. Now, for some of you, you may have a business name. Well, just bear with me, because a lot of people don't have a business name. A lot of you may be new, just getting into real estate. But I want you to be creative. Check name availability with your state. Don't use your name. There's always a chance or possibility that you may sell your business in the future. And what I tell any business owner getting into business is this: you have to assume you're going to do well. Too many business owners get into it and assume that they're going to fail. You can't assume that you're going to fail, or you might as well get into something else. You have to assume that you're going to do well. I want you to choose a name that's unique. I can tell you, I've had students, they've opened up a dictionary, and they would pick out a name that they'd really like. And your colors must stand out from the competition. You know, so look at your competition. The We Buy House people, they use yellow and black. Remax, red, white, and blue. Century 21, yellow and black. I want you to use unique colors. Next is a business logo. You have to have an image. And those of you that have seen me do live presentations before, there's 2 things that you have to remember anything. And one of them is a picture. Okay, and that's why we create business logos. Rarely will you remember the content versus remembering a picture. Okay, so once we designed or created a name, we need to design a business logo. So these logos should be trademarked and or copyrighted. Again, the colors need to stand out from the competition, and logos should capture your audience's attention instantly. Logos show your customers that you care about your business, and they build trust. Okay, so immediately people are going to think you're legit just by having a very professional logo, not a We Buy House logo. Okay, that's not professional. Now these are logos that we've actually created for our students. One of the unique things about REI and me and Chris Goff Investing is that we do everything. It's a one-stop shop for you guys. We just don't educate you in real estate. We educate you in the marketing side. And we have the team of people here that can facilitate all of this for you. I want you to just look at the logos. You might see a color scheme you like, or you might like the font. Whatever it may be, you need to start brainstorming and put a logo, get a logo out there and show the world who you're about. Next, business cards. So after we get a name, we design a logo. Next, the very first thing is most of you are going to get a business card. Well, these are just like mini billboards. You know, obviously you can't put too much information on there. You need to get straight to the point. I want you to pass them out everywhere, including your local utility companies. When you get your electric bill, send them a check, put your business card in there. You know, these are local people, and everybody over the age of 18 could be a potential seller or buyer. Always, always state solutions. Tell people how you can help them. And just a website you could go to order your business cards is vistaprints.com. They do have free business cards, but I don't believe in free business cards and having the Vistaprint logo on your business card, because think about it. This is probably the cheapest form of advertising that you have. The last thing you want to do is come across it, you're broke. Okay, so get some nice professional cards. So here's an example of one of our students' business cards that we designed here. You're going to see the logo is really big. And then instead of it saying We Buy Houses, we put Fast Fair Real Estate Solutions. Underneath that, we actually identify what this particular investor can help you with, their name, and then you can see the backside. Having trouble selling your house, we can offer various solutions specific to your needs, and attention buyers. Okay, you could also put maybe you have a referral program for bird dogs out there, a way for people to make extra money by just supplying you houses. Maybe you could pay them a referral fee up to $2,000. It's totally up to you. My recommendation with that is to actually create a separate business card for your referrals. Okay. Here's just a couple of different looks. As you're going to notice, the biggest thing that you see are logos. And again, people remember pictures. Okay. And you're going to see our slogan, Fast Fair Real Estate Solutions here. Another form of marketing that I really like are postcards. And the very first thing I have on here is wow factor. What do you think that means? What is wow factor? You know, when you go to the mailbox, you know, it needs to hit you right there, okay? You can mail these out to pre-foreclosures, for sale by owners. You can literally mail them to anybody. You must, again, have solutions, make them personal. And the best part about having a postcard is you don't have to open an envelope. You know, a lot of people today, maybe they're getting, you know, a lot of bills in the mail. They kind of dread going to the mailbox here, but a postcard will hit you right then and there. So here's one example of a postcard. Again, our big slogan, Fast Fair Real Estate Solutions. The logo always goes in the middle here. No matter what your situation is, call for free information, your phone number. There's the back side of your postcard. Now, my recommendation to you guys, if you're looking to get postcards, is to don't put that you do seller financing, lease options, wholesaling, looking for investors, work with for sale by owners for lease properties, bank-owned properties, foreclosures, and so on. These postcards really need to be one thing, okay? If you're targeting foreclosures, that's all this postcard should read, okay? So you may have to have multiple postcards. Here's one of my favorite design postcards that's really been successful. Help me sell my house. This is what we call reverse marketing. And what we do is we actually take a seller situation, and what would a seller say being in a bad situation, and then we use that in our marketing. That's what we call reverse marketing. Now, if you look at a lot of realtors, they have these big billboards, the advertisements, and what they say is multi-million-dollar producer. Who cares? Just tell me how you're going to help me. Okay, that stuff worked years ago. You need to take this new concept, what I call reverse marketing, you need to put it into play ASAP. Now, a big form of marketing is internet advertising. Now, a lot of you know about Facebook, Google Ads. Now, these are obviously paid advertisements that can direct people to your website. Then you've got some free forms of advertisements such as Craigslist, and the very last one called Backpage.com. So these are free ways for you to advertise what you're doing. Could be a property, maybe you're looking for investors, so forth. Obviously, you need to create your own website, which is a great way to explain to people what you do. And then I want you to eventually create some squeeze pages, and basically what this is, there are one-page websites that really direct people to your main website. Because I want you to think about this for a second. If your website name is ABC Real Estate, you absolutely have to type in ABC Real Estate in Google before your site comes up. But if you use squeeze pages, what happens if you have an investor in California looking to buy property in Florida, and they type in investment properties in Florida? Well, ABC Real Estate's not going to show up, but your squeeze page will show up. So we can design hundreds of these squeeze pages if we wanted to, and each squeeze page is a different topic. It could be geared towards sellers, could be geared towards lease options, could be geared towards investors, could be geared towards bird dogs, could be geared towards wholesalers, could be geared towards realtors, and so on and so on and so on. Okay? So squeeze pages are definitely something, but if you don't have a website, you don't need a squeeze page. So websites have to come first. Now, this is the most asked marketing question that I've received in the last year. Any guesses on what it is? No guesses? Okay, well, let me just show you. What is the best way to sell a house fast? Now, it's a no-brainer. You could go to and buy a bank-owned property today. There's tons of houses out there on the market. It doesn't take that much brains to go buy a house, okay? But how do we sell it? See, you need to be focusing on that before you even buy it. Because if you don't understand how to market it, there's no point of you even buying it, because you're going to lose money. You're going to go in the hole, you probably have a mortgage payment, and then you're not going to be sure what to do with it. So we have to understand how to sell these properties fast? Well, my answer is pretty simple. If you follow my explosive marketing formula, you're going to sell these properties fast, and I'm going to give you a live case study and example. This is a property that we pulled out of Birmingham, Alabama. This is currently listed on the MLS, and this is what the realtor wrote. Can't beat this price. Adorable home located in Applecross, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, formal dining room, breakfast room, and more. Recent updates include new hardwood floors on the main level, bronze fixtures, and fresh paint. Large living room with wood-burning fireplace, cozy nights, and French doors that lead it onto the patio. This home is perfect for having guests over. Kitchen features tile backsplash, stainless appliances. The backyard is private and well shaded. Flat lot on cul-de-sac street. Best price in subdivision. You don't want to miss it. I don't know about you, but this definitely doesn't grab me. It doesn't wow me. And it would take a lot for me to actually call on this ad. Now, pictures usually sell. So if you look at the property, it looks like a very nice property. Actually, the inside of this property was mint condition. I would call just because of the picture. I wouldn't call because of the marketing, okay? Because this looks like typical marketing that you're going to see on every property for sale. So what we did is we actually took this live ad and we recreated it following our marketing formula. So let me share with you what that looks like. So we changed the headline. The headline says, Storybook Charm on Charingwood Lane. Once upon a time is now. Everyone dreams of finding the perfect home. You know the one, the beautiful New England-style cottage with space for everyone and rich new upgrades throughout an oversized shaded park-like lot with an unbelievably low price tag. Sometimes dreams really do come true. Nestled on a shady cul-de-sac in Applecross community, this 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home fits the description perfectly. From the moment you pull into the drive and walk down the brick path to the front door, you'll feel like you've had stepped into your very own fairy tale. Inside, the modern, neutral designer color palette and lovely bronze fixtures are a perfect complement to the brand new stunning wide plank hardwood floors and an absolute dream kitchen. With spacious rooms, crown molding, oversized laundry, grand brick entertainment patio, this home is just waiting for your family to live happily ever after. But hurry, this newly listed move-in ready home is priced at an unbelievably $189,900, so call today, or this could be someone else's dream come true. Now, sounds kind of funny when you go through it. It's like, yeah, that's kind of funny, but here's the point. The point is you'd probably call on this. Number one, this ad is totally different than any ad out there, period. And what we did with this particular property is we created a theme, this once upon a time theme, okay? Dreams really do come true. And what we did is we actually followed our formula, okay? And that formula is going to help teach you how to write ads just like this one, okay? So online ads can sell properties fast only if you write it right, okay? You can't put out ads that you think sounds good or it looks like somebody else's. You actually have to learn how to create ads like this. All right, here's the bonus slide. I want you to tell me, looking at these two properties, just looking at a picture here, which house would sell faster? As you can see, it's the exact same house. We just kind of reversed the floor plans here. Which house? Is it house A or is it house B? So as you can see in house A, the garage is on the right. House B, oh, I didn't flip the picture. I want you to flip the picture there. It's the same house. Oh man, we messed up there. I want you to imagine the house on the right where the garage is on the left, okay? So that way the floor plan is totally reversed, okay? So that house A, you have the garage on the right, and I want you to imagine house B, the garage is on the left. Now I want you to think about which house would sell faster, okay? I don't know what happened, Steve. This messed up. And it's house B. And again, this picture is wrong, but the garage should be on the left. Okay. Now, I know what you're saying is why. Okay. Well, there's a scientific reason why. When you walk into the house, And let me go back to house A here. If you walk into the front door, the kitchen 99% of the time will be to the left of the house. So meaning that you've got a garage there, you go through the door, you're being forced to go left. Now house B, well, I want you to imagine the garage being on the left here, is you're being forced to go right. Okay, so 99% of the time the kitchen on house B will be to the right. Okay, now most people are right-handed, right-eyed. Everything we do, we favor to the right. If your buyer is being forced to go left to get to the kitchen, because the kitchen's like, you know, it's the center of attention in a house. If you're being forced to go in an uncomfortable position, you're most likely not going to sell the house. And I can tell you, I've been through houses like this with my students. And we'll walk through the house and we'll be forced to go left. And I'll say, what do you think of this house? And my students say, I don't know, Chris. It just doesn't feel right. They don't even know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't feel right. So I want you to think about your next investment properties. If you're going to buy, if you're walking into a house, so you know what I mean, there's a wall on one side of you. If you're being forced to go left, that property value in that property may be hard to sell, okay? Not always true, but just keeping it general here. Now, I'm not talking about houses where you walk in the front door and you go either way. I can tell you, we always usually love to say it at Embassy Suites, and you can take the elevator on the left, the elevator on the right. I always take the one on the right. See, it's not like I'm thinking about it. I just do it. Even if it's longer to get to the elevator, I still go that way because it's just more natural, okay? Hopefully you guys got that. All right, so the 3 reasons why most new investors fail. We talked about fear, marketing, and websites. I think we knocked off fear earlier. I'm going to go ahead and knock off marketing. Obviously, you know, we need to learn that marketing formula. I've given you some great examples with the business cards, the postcards, an online ad. There are a lot of other marketing pieces out there we possibly can't go over this evening, but I want you to more importantly get that formula. And next, we need a website, guys. So I want you to beat your competition online. We're going to talk about the basic website basics and the power of using social media. Some of the benefits of having a website, obviously you could reach millions of people. It's far cheaper than print advertising. It operates 24/7, 365 days a year. It offers convenience, growth opportunity, explains the benefits of your business. Now, why have a website? Well, it's obvious. You have a better shot of reaching more people out there. And I don't want you to think if you live in Los Angeles that you're just, you know, focused on people that just live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of other people that are moving in and moving out all the time. If you're online, those people are going to be able to reach you. You might have people from Washington, D.C. getting a job transfer to Los Angeles, okay, and vice versa. If you're not online, they're never going to find you, okay? So obviously, you need to be able to reach your target market. Now, this is the best way that I can explain why you need a website. This is Michael and Cindy, and they live in California. And those of you that are on the California call, you know the prices are pretty steep there, okay? Well, they were getting ready to retire, okay, and they wanted to purchase real estate. So what they did is they searched Google, okay, and they searched all around the different states, you know, what would be a great place to invest. They're also looking at possible places to retire to. So they chose Florida. They want to move to Florida, so they Googled Florida properties. Well, guess who they found? They found Candace. And Candace is a wholesaler that goes out and puts houses under contract. She then markets those properties to investors like Michael and Cindy and sells them to them. Well, Candace had a property at 103 Riding Drive. She had it under contract for $36,700. She then assigned her contract to Michael and Cindy. So Michael and Cindy needed Candace, and Candace needed Michael and Cindy, and the website is what brought them together. Well, Michael and Cindy ended up purchasing 103 Riding Drive for $43,500. $500, and that means Candace received $6,800 at closing. You see that big old smile on Candace's face? That's why. So Michael and Cindy purchased this property for $43,500. They had to put in $12,500 in repairs, closing miscellaneous costs of $2,800. So total amount invested was $58,800. So what they did is they took their retirement fund and they said, you know what? We are just not getting the returns that we would like to see. It's funny, as you get older, you start to realize you're going to have to make more money, period. Your money's not going as far as it used to. So they needed something else to make money. They chose real estate. Why not? Because you're going to get a high percentage if you know what you're doing. Okay? So total amount invested, $58,800. They sold the property in 3 months for, guess how much? $74,650. Now, you may be saying, well, that's not a big profit, but look at return on investment, 26.9% return. Where would they get 26.9% return with their money? And I want you to keep in mind that they got all of their money back. Okay, so not only did they get the $58,800 back, they profited $74,650. Pretty awesome. Now, if Michael and Cindy invested their money with a 4% return, which there's really not much out there at 4% return, it would have taken them 6.7 years to realize the exact same profit that they did in 3 months. That's pretty awesome, guys. Hold on one second. You guys still hear me? Ooh, hold on. If you can, just bear with me for a second. All right. Can you guys still hear me out there and see my screen? Okay, for some reason I got, your connection has been lost. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, so hopefully y'all got that last screen there. Anyways, Michael and Cindy bought a property. They invested their retirement money, made a $15,000 profit. If they invested it elsewhere at 4%, would have took them 6.7 years. That's crazy, guys. That's why real estate's the time. Okay, you got to get involved today. All right, let's move on. So if Michael and Cindy invested $58,800, let's just say 4 more times, that's 4 more properties, they would have profited $63,400 1 year. Keep in mind, they got all their money back too, okay? It's not like they put up $58,000 and then they had to put up another $58,000, then they had to put up another $58,000. They bought 4 properties using the same dollars. That's what's awesome about real estate. The return on investment would be 107%. I don't know anywhere that you could get that kind of return, okay? If they used Candace again, Candace would have made $27,200 if the numbers were the same. But here's something I didn't tell you guys. See, Candace found Michael and Cindy actually found Candace, but she also built a relationship with John and Sue. Then she also met Brent and then found Elizabeth and Brandon. She found more investors by simply having a website. But Candace, see, she bought a website and social media package for $5,000, okay? She's now working with 5 investors because of this one website. If she profited $6,800 on each deal with 5 investors buying 4 houses, she would generate $136,000 a year. Not too bad for being a wholesaler. If she invested $5,000 to get $136,000, what's the return on investment? A lot, okay? Now, let me talk about if you don't have one, and these are the facts. This isn't something that I'm making up here. It's sad, but you need to hear it. Only about 35% of new businesses will survive their first year, and less than 20% survive after 2 years due to inexperience in marketing. Now, most businesses will fail without a website. Simply put, if you have a business today, you need a website, period. 64% of businesses will fail because of poor marketing. Your business isn't using social media, then you'll probably be obsolete in 3 to 5 years. Most business owners don't know how to market their business, spend way too much time perfecting their craft. The real estate investors spend their precious time and money on outdated marketing techniques that just simply don't work anymore. Now, when we talk about building a website, let me tell you, there's a lot that goes into play here. And I've talked to several students. They're like, Chris, I know how to build a website. Well, that's great, but do you understand what content needs to be in that website? Because if you don't understand what to put in a website, it's not going to work, period. And if you go to a website designer right now and you say, hey, I just got into real estate, can you build me a website? And they'll say, sure, we can build you a website. What do you want it to look like? You're like, I don't know, you're the website designer. Well, what content do you want to put in there? I don't know, you're the website designer. They're not going to have a clue. Okay, so you have to understand not only how to build a website, you have to understand what content goes in a website. That's just one small part. What we're going to talk about here is actually key words. What are the most common words people type into Google, Yahoo, or Bing? Okay, because if you pick your domain as ABC Real Estate, how many people are typing in ABC Real Estate? Nobody, unless they know of that website. So we really need to do a keyword search and understand that this is a free service from Google, and you can search your keywords, and this is going to help you get more attention to your website. Okay. Here's a few websites that we've built for our students. Here's Clear Choice Real Estate Solutions. This is Bernie out of Clearwater Beach, Florida. Anybody in California would love to buy an investment property in Tampa area, Clearwater Beach, Florida. This is the guy you need to talk to. Bernie is on my Millionaire Apprentice program, and we are looking to just take over that market down there. And there is a tremendous opportunity for those of you that want to buy inexpensive properties. You know, you're tired of the expensive markets in Northern Virginia and D.C. and Boston, New York, and in L.A. and many other areas. You want to get into a much cheaper market. This is going to be a great upcoming area, so I would highly suggest you to go to Clear Choice Real Estate Solutions and check out his site. Here's just a couple more. Steps to Protect. This is Carolyn out of New York. For those of you that are in the New York area, this is the person you want to talk to. And then Ocean. Ocean actually lives in Los Angeles, and he's buying property in Tampa, Florida, utilizing Bernie to help him as well. So you can still live in California and buy property out of state. And it's funny because Ocean's never even seen these properties, and he just did 2 deals. Pretty awesome. And then we have EMG. This is Myrna out of Miami, Florida. More than welcome. Those of you that want to hit that Miami area, or maybe you live in the Miami area. And Myrna also speaks Spanish. So we actually built this site half English and half Spanish. Okay, pretty awesome. And then we have Jason in Birmingham, Alabama here. Those of you, there's a great opportunity in Birmingham, Alabama. Cheap properties. The rents are good there. Another great area to invest in. So those of you who may be interested in the Birmingham area, you definitely need to check out Liberty Real Estate Solutions here. Now, why use social media? Well, you can find whomever you want to do business with somewhere online. And you can reach your market by simply engaging in the right conversations with the right people. This is more effective than advertising. Social media provides the means to effectively communicate to your market. And I don't know if you know this, but each day on average, Google gets used 235 million times. Amazing. Now, here are the 3 top social media sites. You got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got YouTube. YouTube's more of a sharing site, but, you know, if you don't have these 3, you need to get them. This isn't, you know, that we think about Facebook, oh, that's for the young kids and the high schoolers. No, it's not about that, folks. You need to have more presence online because ultimately it's going to help your rankings of your website. So we really need to be in many, many other arenas online, such as social media. And all of these sites are free, folks. So there's no excuse not to have one. Now, the top social media sites for 2011, you just don't have to limit yourself to those. There are others. Each social media site does do something, in their niche, but you're more than welcome to check it out. Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, LinkedIn, most of you are aware of. Some of you may not know of Ning, Tag, High Five, Meetup, My Life, Friendster, and so forth. Meetup is the place where you'll find all of our real estate clubs on there, so we do encourage you to join that. Now, all of this marketing, regardless of what type of marketing you do, and at the very top we have marketing such as flyers, postcards, kind of what I call the external marketing. Then you have blogs, social media, then you have media sharing sites like YouTube, pay-per-click advertising such as Facebook and Google, and then your own email list. But your goal here is to get everybody to funnel down to one place, and that's your website. Okay? So you've got all these different arenas out there online, and get them to your website. That's going to be your best shot. Now, we talked 3 reasons why most new investors fail. Fear, marketing, website. We talked about fear, we talked about marketing, and yes, we talked about websites and the importance of having a website, and feel free to visit those websites that I just shared with you. Now, that's great, Chris. I'm going to learn marketing, but now how do I really apply it? I'm going to teach you something right here, how you can apply this awesome marketing formula into your real estate business. This is an example of what we call a straight option. Now, we have a house here. I'm going to use $1 million house with a realtor, or we sell that property under a straight option. So I'm going to go down the realtor side. Now, a realtor on $1 million house generally would receive about $60,000 in commissions. That leaves the homeowner $940,000 minus any closing costs and so forth. Now, the realtor splits the commission, makes $30,000, which then has to be split with their broker. Each realtor may only be left with $15,000. I understand there's a lot of different arrangements with realtors and brokers, but generally speaking, this particular realtor each realtor would only make $15,000 selling a $1 million property. Now, the cool thing, if you understand how to market properties, you can do a straight option all day long, okay? Now, the cool thing is we don't have to sell this $1 million house for $1 million. We could actually sell it for $980,000, which would bring down the cost per square foot, which would bring in more buyers, and so on. We're not going to request a $60,000 commission. We're just going to request a $30,000 fee, which is already cheaper than using a realtor. That would leave the homeowner $950,000 in their pocket. So we could sell the property for less. We make $30,000, and the owner receives $10,000 more if they sold it using a realtor. And this is a win-win situation if you look at it, folks. We have $1 million house that we sold for less because we're taking less commission off of it, and the owner receives more money at closing. Now, you can do this business all day long if you understand how to market a $1 million house. And marketing a $1 million house is different than marketing a $30,000 house. You have to understand marketing, folks. It's going to make you a lot of money, and this is a really niche strategy for you guys in these nice areas such as Los Angeles, where you got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $500,000. You can't go in there and get it for $250,000 wholesale. This is a great strategy for you guys living in an expensive market. You just got to get out there and understand how to market your business. Here's a testimonial from a couple in San Antonio, and what we did here, they had a property for sale for 6 months with a realtor, never sold. And I'm going to just make this quick. We wrote an ad for her. We changed the headline and wrote a nice ad for her, and she sold this property within a few days. Now, why did it sell in a few days versus 6 months? Well, it's the marketing, guys. It's what you say in the marketing that counts. Well, they made $50,000 on this deal by simply changing the wording in their marketing ad. That's it. And the funny part is we sold it at full price, exactly what they had it listed for with the realtor. All right. I know you guys are probably a little tired, but now's the time to wake up, grab your coffee. We have a very special offer for you guys. This is something that me and Steve have been brainstorming. We're looking to, we're growing pretty fast right now as a company. And we understand the timing and so forth, but I can't stress to you enough. This is the right time. We are in that perfect storm right now with real estate where sellers can't sell, buyers can't buy. What do they do? And this is an opportunity for you to kind of be that middle person now and really create that wealth you've always wanted. And we've really brainstormed this, and I think we've come up with something awesome. You're never going to see it anywhere across the country. And let me just get right into it. We created this program for only one reason: to help our valued students achieve success as entrepreneurial real estate investors faster and with greater certainty. What we've put together, folks, is our explosive marketing workbook. If you haven't been online to actually see what this program's about, it's 20 marketing techniques to put your business front and center. I'm going to teach you how to write your headlines in your ads, how to create incentives, because, folks, people buy on incentives. What's the incentive of buying this property versus that property? How to sell your properties fast, just like the ads that I showed you earlier. I'm going to give you a lot of before and after ads here, how to write your ads, everything is going to be in here. I'm going to cover 20 proven marketing strategies for you to take and start building your business, building more sellers, building more buyers, building more investors, ultimately making more money. You're also going to learn how to write eye-catching headlines, powerful ads that get customers, home buyers, sellers, investors, and clients to call you. Real estate marketing revealed so you don't look like a sleazy investor like the We Buy House people. Also, how to get sellers, buyers, and investors to call you. The secrets for attracting sellers and buyers so you get a steady stream of prospects for your business. One of my students, John, used this secret to generate 109 buyers, 37 days, and $14,800 in his bank account in just 48 days. No kidding. Exactly how to use benefits, emotions, incentives to sell your properties faster in any market, regardless of being labeled as a buyer's market or a seller's market. Internet, websites, squeeze pages, blogs, social media revealed to reaching out to potentially millions of people. My millionaire marketing formula that teaches you how to write your marketing ads. And this is pretty awesome. Here we have students, and they start spending all this money in the different marketing aspects, and they don't even understand if that particular strategy is going to work. So what I did is I took these different types of property leads and then types of buyers. So at the very top here, it says vacant property. If you have a vacant property and you're looking for a rehabber or an investor to come in and purchase this, I'm going to give you the top marketing strategies to attract that particular buyer. This way, you don't go out and start wasting your money on marketing strategies that really weren't going to attract that one buyer anyways. So this chart is not only going to save you a lot of time, it's going to save you a lot of money. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the Explosive Marketing Home Study course. You're going to get that buyer's matrix chart, but you're also going to get a Fast Start CD. You're also going to get all the forms, postcards, all that stuff on a CD. You're going to get 2 audio, 2 DVD. It's pretty awesome. You guys, this is a huge, huge business. And I couldn't tell you, those of you that have bought a lot of real estate programs out there before, I guarantee you've never, ever had a program that actually teaches you how to market what you just spent thousands of dollars on. This is the course that's totally going to change the way that you do your business. I couldn't tell you the hundreds of testimonials that have already come in off of this by using one ad in this book and generating 39 sellers. One ad out of this book sold the property in 2 days. You guys need to get the knowledge. It's all packaged right here for your marketing. You're not going to have to spend a penny more on any other educational books, tapes, or CDs about marketing. It's all packed in here together. Also, what we're going to do for you guys, we're going to design your logo. If you already have a logo, I want you to send the logo to me and let's look at it. Let's make sure it's the right logo. So we're going to include 8 hours of layout and design work so you guys have the right logo for your business and where you live. We're also going to do a VIP first-class website. We're going to build your website because like I said before, even though you may understand how to build a website, you must understand what content needs to be in there based on the business you're doing. Okay, the content is the key, folks. So you're going to get a customized header specific to your business. You're going to get a homepage video, all the opt-in forms. So when a buyer goes to your website, they actually fill out a form. Okay, once that form comes to you, you can then go through your forms, qualify your buyers and sellers and investors, and then call the best leads. All the content and graphics, you will own the website 100%. It is yours. We're also going to give you 6 months of website management. So those small little changes that happen in 6 months that you need on the website, we're going to do that for you. This is going to save you. And hey, look, I've talked to many website companies. They could charge you $50 to $100 a month doing this. Okay, we're going to do it absolutely free for the first 6 months. If you want to continue using us, we'll look at it after 6 months. The more people that get involved with our website, the lower the cost that we'll have. Okay, so 6 months from now, the cost could go way down. We're going to do all your keyword searches, folks. This is pretty important. You have to have the right keywords, not only in your domain, but you have to have it on your page titles. You also have to have it in your content. And any smart marketeer knows that these keywords have to be in the beginning, middle, and the very end. So we're going to do all that for you. We're going to take the time, and trust me, sometimes this takes hours to do, and finding the right keywords for your business, because ultimately, look, you guys want to be in the top rankings of Google, right? Absolutely. That's where keyword searches come into play. So as you build your clientele and you get more people clicking on your website, we need to be sure that your website's going to be coming up in the high rankings of Google. We have to do that starting from day one, and that's determining the best keywords. We're going to do that for you. This is pretty awesome, guys. Search engine optimization. You guys have heard of it, or you've seen the SEO, right? Probably don't know what it means, right? But it's something important. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get you in the high rankings of Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And those are the 3 biggest directories out there. Because like I said, you guys need to be in the top rankings. We have a pretty awesome tool that can help you get in those top rankings. And we have many students now that day 1, their website wasn't there. Day 30, their website's there. Okay, so you got to have the tool in order for it to show up. Otherwise, it's never going to show up, guys, because nobody's going to your website. We're going to do all the automated social media marketing for you. We're going to set up your Facebook, your Twitter, and your YouTube accounts for you. We're going to link them up into your website, take care of all of it, set up the logos. We're going to do all that for you. You don't even have to understand any of it. Search engine friendly marketing for you in Black Tie Web 2.0. We are going to submit your website to all of these major directories, Google, Yahoo, and Bing for you. You don't have to worry about it. We understand how to do this stuff. That's our job. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. We're going to get your social media set up. We're going to get your website set up. It's going to look awesome, and you're going to get in the rankings pretty quickly. Now, this is pretty good. We are going to design 4 custom marketing plans for your properties. Chris, hey, I just bought a property. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I sell this thing? Well, we're going to do up to 4 marketing plans for you. We actually go in and do some pretty deep research in that particular market. We find out all the benefits, the features, the pains, what's close by, the type of buyer you're looking for. We go through a pretty in-depth analysis of this particular property, and we actually write a marketing plan for you. We're going to write the ads to sell these properties fast for you. We're going to do that up to 4 properties. I think after 4 properties, I think you're going to start understanding how to do it yourself. Okay, so we're going to do the first 4 for you. So with this marketing launch creation kit, you're going to get the explosive marketing home study course. You're going to get the logo design, the VIP first class website design, custom website header, the keyword search, the SEO tool. your social media setup, your directory submission. And if you didn't understand any of what I just said, that's okay. It's all important, okay? And you're going to get 4 custom marketing plans for your properties. Pretty awesome. Now, me and Steve really went into depth on this, and I'm going to let Steve talk about this, but this is something that is going to change your life. It's going to change your business right now. Okay, so I'm going to let Steve jump in here, and he's going to talk about this. I'm going to get back on. We're going to wrap it up.
Wow, Chris did an awesome job there. He shared a lot of secrets, techniques with you guys. Hope you guys learned a lot. Please understand, people have spent thousands and thousands of dollars just to hear that. So I think he did an awesome job. I'm only going to be on here for about 3 minutes, and those of you that were on the webinar last week, I appreciate the comments about my inspirational story. But for those of you that don't know me real quick, hopefully this is an inspiration to you. Basically, in 1997, I'd lost everything, and I was living in my truck. And I did find a mentor that started teaching me real estate, and started with no money, no credit. And within a few years, I flipped over 300 houses. And I got recognized by the Trump Organization, and I actually moved to New York and worked on Wall Street for Donald Trump. And many of you have seen me maybe in the newspaper or at a Trump event for the last 4 years. I've given seminars, and me and Chris basically started this company. But what I have to offer is I've got a little bit of time on my hands, and a lot of people on this call, you might be beginners saying, yeah, I just want the home study course. You definitely need to get the marketing, folks. That's the key there. Maybe some of you have bought other programs or done some coaching programs, just haven't worked out for you. Maybe some people are on the call, have got a lot of knowledge, but you're scared of making the phone calls, or you need someone holding your hand. So we discussed this with Chris just real quick. My schedule has opened up a little bit, and what we are offering, look, folks, I've done over 300 deals. I've been in this business a long time, and I know the 2 biggest fears that people have is, number 1, making the phone calls, actually getting on the phone and talking to the seller. I know it's difficult. I was scared to death making my first phone calls, but it's amazing how people are scared to get on the phone. And then people that come to our trainings, they say, man, this is great. This is wonderful. 2 or 3 days and learning all this stuff step by step in a classroom setting. This is great. But come show me how to do this. Okay, come hold my hand in my home city. So basically, we put a program together. We have 4 spots available. That's it. You do have to qualify for this. I just want to work with people that are actually going to do something. So we do have 4 spots available. And let me just go through it real quick with you, the program. This is something we just started. We call it our 120-day REI and Me Challenge. Now, what that is we are going to be your partner for 120 days, and we're going to give you the opportunity to get your money back. You go out and do a deal with our help. Within the 120 days, we're going to give you your tuition back. Folks, nobody does that at all. The reason we do that is we need testimonials, and we also split the deals with you 50-50. So we have a vested interest in you doing well. It's not like you're paying us and we're gone the next day. We want to make sure you're successful. In those 120 days, working with me or Chris, I think we can accomplish something great together, and we're going to give your money back. Nobody does that at all. Also, we're going to be your partner. Okay, nobody goes into partnership with you. Okay, I understand the seminar business. I understand the way things work. They come train you, then you're on your own. We want to be your business partner for 120 days. So look, this is what we're offering, and I'll let Chris get back on here. But basically, during the 1 day, it's going to be in your hometown. Okay, we'll pay for the airfare. We'll pay for the hotel. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's going to be a long day. And what I'd like to see is us working together and pre-screening some leads and finding some properties. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to do some consulting. We're going to get some sellers, pre-screen some sellers over the phone, me and you, okay, together, working as a team to get something accomplished in 120 days. And we're going to set some appointments up, because if you can see me in action at the property with the owner making offers, it's going to take all the fear away. So we're going to drive around. We're going to locate the A, B, C, and D neighborhoods where you need to be invested. But more importantly, I'm gonna make the phone calls with you right there in front of you so you can see how I talk to people on the phone. That will take the fear away. I'll do those things for you. And if we get a couple potential deals, I will go over there with you to the house, look at the property, and many of you know that have been to my classes, I make 4 offers on every single property. So there's a pretty good chance we'll get it. So I'm real excited about this. We do have 4 openings right now. That's it. Like Chris said, the company's really grown. We got 9 clubs, and we're working on our first book, which will be published next year. So we have a lot of different projects, but I know it's been a long night. I'm not going to keep you on here anymore. I think Chris did a great job. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. But if you want to be one of those 4 people, Chris will tell you how to get a hold of me. It's kind of first come, first service basis. Once the 4 slots are taken up, we just can't do anymore. We just don't want to take on too much that we can't handle, because our goal is to make you successful, and that's what we're looking to do. So I'll let Chris get on here. Those of you that qualify or would like to see how you qualify, please just give me a call. Thank you for your time.
All right, and I'm going to give you that information in just a second. Obviously, the one-day training it's important. And it's huge, especially the partnership. It's something that we're really passionate about, and I believe if we can work together, we'll be able to accomplish a lot more, and I think you guys would agree with that. Let me just give you the prices. It's pretty simple. Explosive marketing course, you go to my website. It's $497. That is the discounted price. Logo design is $250. The website is $3,000. Custom website headers $500. Keyword search $100. SEO tool $199. Social media setup $19.95. Directory submission $99. 4 custom marketing plans $500. And the one-day infield training, which obviously we spelled that wrong, with Steve or myself. And that you guys know that have been out there, you know, infield training for 3 days is $15,000 or higher. That's just what it is, okay? Retail price, I want to say retail price because these are actual discounted prices here. It's $12,138. Now, how do we really get this price down? And I think that's what we talked about is we're going to do 50-50 deal splits. We're banking on you guys to be successful so we can be successful. That's the only way that we could reduce the cost of this program is by doing a 50-50 deal split for those 120 days. So we're going to offer you, if you're just looking for the website launch creation kit, this is the marketing, the website, the logo design, the SEO stuff, all that. We're doing a discount price of $29.97. Now, it's over a 50% discount than if you go to my website right now that we charge. And this is a thank you for being on the call tonight, and we're looking to build a lot of positive relationships out there. If you're looking for that infiltrate, hey, Chris, I need the marketing, but come show me how to do this business, this is our special discounted price for that. It's $59.97. Again, over a 50% discount. Here you're going to get everything. You're going to get all the marketing. You're going to get the support. We're going to do phone and email support starting ASAP, folks. And then we're going to come out. I don't care where you live. If you're in Anchorage, Alaska, or Boston, Massachusetts, we don't care. We're flying to your hometown or wherever you want us to come, okay? And we're going to spend a whole day with you. All the expenses will be paid by us. And remember, if we're going to be splitting deals, we have to make sure you're going to be doing deals because it's the only way that we can discount this price. Otherwise, this barely covers any of the cost and time associated with doing this particular offer for you guys. So we really hope that, you know, we can get the 4 people to jump on board here. Now, how do we do this? You know, I know you guys are going to probably have tons of questions. We've gone over a lot of information. How do I get started? Because a lot of you is like, look, it sounds interesting, but I just need some more answers, you know. Kind of tell me a little bit more how this works, and maybe you're in a specific situation where maybe you can't come up with the $5,000 or the $6,000 or the $3,000. Maybe you don't even have $2,000. Maybe is there a way to make this work? Well, this is the opportunity and time for you to contact us, okay? So this is how you're going to do it. You can get the marketing package for $29.97, or you get the marketing and infield training for $59.97. I want you to, well, this is what I want you to do right now. If you're seriously interested and you know you have to do something different, I want you to call Steve right now. This is his cell phone, okay? Call him right now, 214-930-3559. You can also call our office line at 512-291-3169. We want to talk to you. We want to see your situation. We want to understand where you're at. And maybe we can work together, maybe we can't. But if you don't pick up the phone, we're never going to find out. So just call, talk to us. You know, we're gonna extend this offer until the 4 slots are filled. We will replay this again, but once the 4 slots are filled, our time is taken, and we have to start working with those 4 students ASAP on top of the other students that we do have. But we do have 4 slots. You can either have myself or Steve to come out and do your training. It's up to you. We have 2 different personalities. If you're the type A person, you want Steve. If you're not, you probably want me. So either way, we're going to make money together, and that's the whole point. We're just not coming into your town, training you for a day and saying good luck to you and all your money's gone. That's not how we operate, and those of you that are on the call that know how we are, you know that's not what we do. We're looking to build a company, folks. We're looking to build our real estate portfolio. We're doing a lot right now. We have to make you successful. This is not an option for us. We have to make you successful. It's the only way a company can grow, period. Okay? I want you to call Steve. You could call the office number and talk to us. Okay? Those are the prices. I'm going to get into questions here. Just give me a second. I'm going to open up the question box. I'm sure a lot of you have questions. Go to chrisgolfinvesting.com if you haven't already. We're going to be launching the new site next week. It's reiandme.com. So we look forward to getting that particular site up. Now give me a second. I'm going to open up my questions box, and we will take some questions here. Let's see. All right. All right, so what questions, I'll just take Jamie's question. Do you recommend having different sites for buyers, sellers, and investors? No, start off with one website for now, and then eventually you could build squeeze pages that could be for buyers, for sellers, and then for investors. But right now, you need to have you need to have a place for people to come, okay? Because squeeze pages aren't designed to give you all the information. They're designed to get you to the main website. So you really need to have that one website. Here's a question from John. Can I call right now? Yes, John, you should call right now. Like I said, we're only got 4 spots, and that's it. Look, you guys know that this is cheap, guys. We can't do it we can't do it for less. For what you're going to get, what you're going to receive, it's impossible. Just doesn't work that way. Some of you may say, Chris, I've got 3, but I really need you to come out here. Call. Find out what you can do. If you're motivated enough to be successful, you will call. It's that simple, okay? You have to call. If you don't call, then don't come back to the webinars because you don't want it that bad, okay? So just call. We're here to talk to you. Can you call Robert Kiyosaki? Can you call Donald Trump? Can you call Than Merrill? Can you call Ron LeGrand? No, we just gave you a personal cell phone number. That's how serious we are, okay? Give us a call, okay? What other questions do you have? It could pertain to marketing. It could pertain to your one-day training. What you guys got going on? We got a lot of people on the call, and none of you are asking a question. What's wrong? You got to have a question, right? What questions you got? Come on. Because if there's no more questions, then we're going to have to end the call. So somebody ask a question. Steve's already talking to somebody. He just got on the phone. So that could be one person there. We may have only 3 slots left. Let's see. Jamie, I have the Explosive Marketing. Is that formula in there? Jamie, the Explosive Marketing Home Study course, it is in there. Okay. And what we found is that people said, Chris, can you go into more depth? And I said, absolutely. So what we did is we created the marketing formula guide, which is we only sell for $97, guys, okay? And what that formula does is we went into more depth about it because people just didn't get it. They needed some more information about it on how it really works. So what we did is we created that, and that's what we did. Okay, so you go to the Explosive Marketing Formula .com and check that out. Okay. What else is out there? Let's see. We got a few in here. What else you got? Oh, Tamelia, not to point you out, but I couldn't tell you how many people have spent thousands of dollars with Rich Dad, and it sickens us. I mean, it just burns us up. Okay. You guys need the right people. You need to find the right people to work with. And, you know, we're working with some Rich Dad students ourselves now that we've got to not only make back their investment with us, we have to focus on making the investment back they spent with Rich Dad because they're not doing anything. Okay? And it's sad. Okay? What other questions do you guys have out there? Marketing or I know there's a few here. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Jamie, do you find a method that is generally better than other marketing strategies? No. Every marketing strategy is intended for a purpose, and all we could do is try. You know, if one doesn't work, just change it. You know, if one ad didn't work, just changed it. So there's not one perfect ad there. Julia said that she bought the Explosive Marketing. Is that going to be, you haven't got anything yet? Julia, email me. I will send that to you. You should have got an email with a download link so you could download that particular guide. If you didn't, please just let me know. Shoot me an email and I will get that sent out to you. Jason, hey Jason, what strategy you personally have had most success with, and how was marketing involved in making this a success? I think right now online marketing is really key, but your online marketing can't look like everybody else's. It really has to be, you have to separate yourself here. And that online marketing, we're driving traffic to a website to fill out a form, okay? So that's probably one of the best ways to do it. Also, utilizing bird dogs is another great way, and you could get bird dogs through your business cards. Bertie, another 12 possibilities found today. Awesome. Good job. And that's Bernie. You guys looking to invest in the Tampa area, you need to go to Clear Choice Real Estate Solutions, and Bernie is the man. He personally works right beside me, and you can definitely buy some great deals down there. So check out his website. What other questions do you guys have? Is that it? I know it's getting late. I know marketing is such a huge topic. I mean, I could just talk about one thing for an hour, and it's hard, but I really wanted to give you a little bit more tonight. I wanted to go, you know, way above the norm here and kind of open your eyes to some different ideas, different things, the way things look, because I want you to really start changing the way you look at things. So let's see. Jamie's got another question. While looking how to pay for bird, we found some confusing information that led us to believe it was illegal or hard to do. Finding bird dogs. It's not illegal, hard to do. One of my personal friends, he's an investor. What he loves to do is every time he goes to a restaurant, he hands the waiter or waitress a business card about making more money. And it's a great way to get started. You have to obviously have some type of agreement with your bird dog, or it could become a legal issue. So we definitely want to make sure that everything's in place the right way, but it's not difficult to do. When do you pay bird dogs by Alfredo, and how much do you pay them? I kind of use, and and then he has the next question, how do you keep it legal? Every deal is different, but I don't pay a bird dog until I actually close on a property and I actually make money from the deal. You could also pay, say a college student, hey, I'll give you $1 for every property research form or every lead you bring me. But I found that to be pretty confusing and inaccurate. So if I close on a deal, I'm going to pay you a referral fee. Now, what is that referral fee? Well, I take percentages of a profit, but I have a maximum. My maximum is $2,000. So I don't want to pay a bird dog any more than $2,000. Now, $2,000 to a bird dog could be a lot of money, especially if they find 4 or 5 deals a year. That could add up a lot of extra money for that person. So I would pay a percentage, and you can work out your percentages, because if I only make $1,000 on a deal, I can't pay you much. But if I make $20,000 on a deal, then I can pay you a lot. Okay, so there's no right or wrong here, Alfredo. You just work some percentages. Now, how do you keep it legal? Well, you have to have an agreement, and so it's a contract between you and the bird dog. And you can simply type up that agreement. Anybody that's on our coaching program, we give them that agreement. But you have to have legal documentation. The last thing you want to do is close on a deal and not pay your bird dog. Okay, so you need to make it legit, guys. Let's see, what else is out there? Jamie again. I found a site online that advocated using homeless to hold signs for you. Would you try that? No, I wouldn't try that. Could you do it? Sure. I mean, I don't know what the perception would be for the individual, the driver, or, who saw that sign. I'm not sure what the perception would be, but I don't know. I've never done it. I probably never will. I'm not going to say I would discourage it. I just don't know what the outcome would be on it. So any other questions? We'll take one more question if somebody's got a question. No questions? For those of you that may, say, gosh, Chris, this really sounds good. I really want to be a part of this and want you guys to work with me, and, just can't financially afford it. Maybe there's something else for you. Maybe if you call us, talk to us, email us, maybe we can find something for you, okay? Maybe it's not this whole program. Maybe you just need a coach. Maybe you just need an email coach. Maybe you just don't know what you need. That's what we're here for, okay? So you can reach us at our office number is area code 512-329. Here, why don't I just do this, because I just told you wrong. Hold on one second, Smil. I know you're asking for the number here. Hold on one second. There, can you see the number? 512-291-3169. Those of you that are seriously interested in the program, you want me, you want Steve to come and work with you, get into partnership with us, because we're not going to let you fail, period. Call Steve, 214-930-3559, and we'll get you on track. If you call the office, obviously I'd answer the phone, but I'm talking to you guys right now. You want to call us tomorrow, call us tomorrow. You want to think about it, call us tomorrow. Do that. We don't sell anything. We're not pressuring you guys. We're taking 4 people. We're taking 4 motivated people that want to make a change, that want to get into this business. They want to do it the right way. You found some really good people. We're the people, okay? We know the business. We know all the trainers. Heck, I've trained most of the mentors out there. They had to go through training with me. I already know what they're teaching you. I know what type of people they are. You're getting the teacher of the teachers with us, okay? We're legit. So give us a call. Tell us your situation. Let's go from there, okay? Ocean found a property next door to the last deal, is vacant, and the owner has been trying to sell the past 120 days. He lives in 140 miles away from the property in South Florida. Well, Ocean, you're on my coaching program, so all you got to do is just email me the details, and we'll talk about that particular deal. It sounds like possible straight option or seller finance to me, but send me over the details, and we'll definitely check it out and get another deal for you. What's that, 3 deals? And when did you get your first? Was it 2 months ago? Was it about 2 months or a month ago? Working on 3 deals. July 22nd was your first one. Awesome. That's why I say, folks, if you get your first deal done, it's going to change your life. It changed my life. But when I look back, I didn't have a lot of the fear that I see in people today. Maybe because I was young. I was 22 when I got started. I looked at the opportunity. I knew people were doing it. I saw people do it. And I said, hey, I'm smart enough. I can figure this out. And I just started doing it. I was making phone calls, and I didn't even know what in the world I was saying on the phone. I was messing up everything. But you could still do it the right way, okay? We've learned that over the last 14, 15, 16 years, okay? We can speed up your success tenfold, period, okay? You guys just have to believe in us. You have to believe in yourself that we can do this together, okay? Any other questions? If not, we are going to end the session. Those of you in the Austin area, we are having an event this Saturday. It's kind of a last-minute thing. We're in town. We said, heck, why not? Those of you in Dallas, Fort Worth, we're going to be there next Saturday. Please register for that. It is free, folks. And those of you in Los Angeles and San Francisco, we are coming your way. We are really excited to get back to the West Coast. Well, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for being on tonight's call. Check your email boxes. We will be replaying this video, but like I said, once we get 4 people on the mentoring side, then that's all we can take right now. So we look forward to working with you guys. If you're interested in the website package and the marketing, that's unlimited. We could get started on that right away. So I encourage you guys to get that. And if no more questions, hey, thanks for being here, guys. We really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's getting late for those on the East Coast. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to speaking with you guys, hopefully not tonight, but tomorrow, and throughout the weekend we will be available. So please give us a call and talk to us and just let us know what's going on. Everyone have a great night, and we're going to end it. Thanks, guys.